Well, hello everyone, this is Emrys from cruisehive.com. It's time to get updated on the latest cruise news as more cruise ships restart operations. However, it's not all smooth sailing. Alright then, here we go with just another busy week of cruise news, and we've got updates across all the big three cruise lines. The world's largest cruise ship is restarting out of Miami, Florida today as of recording this video. Norwegian Cruise Line has been busy in Alaska. There's news on new cruise ships including MSC Seashore, Wonder of the Seas, Norwegian Prima and P&O Iona. And we'll also go into the latest situation on Carnival Vista after 27 people tested positive. And just before we get started, do give us a like so we know you're ready for all things cruise. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below and let us know what you think about any of the featured news stories. We start with the Symphony of the Seas, which is currently the world's largest cruise ship, as she is finally restarting operations today. The Royal Caribbean vessel is restarting out of Miami, Florida today with a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, including calls at Costa Maya in Mexico, Roatan in Honduras, Cozumel also in Mexico, and of course, a cruise would not be complete without a visit to the cruise line's private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay in the Bahamas. Symphony of the Seas will be sailing Eastern and Western Caribbean itineraries into 2022, and she follows several Royal Caribbean ships that have already restarted out of Florida, including the new Odyssey of the Seas out of Fort Lauderdale and Freedom of the Seas also out of Miami. Independence of the Seas will become the first ship in the fleet to restart operations out of Galveston, Texas on Sunday, August 15th, which is in fact tomorrow. Depends when you're watching the video really. You can check when each cruise ship is restarting sailings and the latest updates on protocols all over on cruisehive.com. The first cruise ship from Norwegian Cruise Line to start operations in the United States, Norwegian Encore, has made its debut in Alaska. The vessel left the port of Seattle on August 7th, and locals welcomed guests to Icy Strait Point on August 10th. The port holds a special significance to Norwegian Cruise Line, as its parent company, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, made significant investments in Alaska and Icy Strait Point in particular. Guests on board Norwegian Encore were the first to experience the new Wilderness Landing Pier and gondola system. Very exciting indeed. The Wilderness Landing provides guests with more opportunities to explore the region, while guests have easy access to Adventure Landing, the first pier in Icy Strait Point, through the new gondola system. A second gondola system will also be in operation towards the end of the year. Norwegian Encore also made a visit to Juneau and Ketchikan for the first time, and the ship is returning back to Seattle on August 14th. She's the first ship in the fleet to resume cruise operations in the US and will continue to sail in Alaska through October 16th. We now shift to something more serious, with 27 people on board the Carnival Vista who tested positive for COVID during the vessel's week-long cruise that started out of Galveston, Texas on August 7th. Even though the cruise line confirmed there were a small number of cases on board early during the cruise, the Belize Tourism Board confirmed the exact number of people infected and what the ship has done to deal with the situation. 26 crew members and 1 guest tested positive for the virus and were immediately isolated on board. All those infected were fully vaccinated as well. With the Carnival Vista making a scheduled call in Belize on Wednesday, the authorities in Belize had a meeting with the leadership team on the ship, and the vessel was allowed to make its scheduled call in Belize. Guests were still allowed to enjoy their time ashore, but did have to show proof of a negative test result. Those guests who couldn't prove a negative test had to go through random testing in Belize. Carnival Cruise Line had the situation under control during the voyage and followed protocols to make sure everyone on board remained protected. The ship also made its scheduled call in Cozumel, Mexico the following day. Well, this is the new reality the cruise industry faces, right, as cruise lines bring more ships back into service. The guests and crew members were all vaccinated, and no doubt this will be an ongoing issue as more ships make a return. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is also known as the CDC, already investigated the cases on Carnival Vista, and the ship is under observation. We'll make sure you're kept up to date over on cruisehive.com, but for now, the ship will keep sailing and all on board is under control, so don't worry. The full details are also over on the website. The 19th cruise ship to join the MSC Cruises fleet has started operations in Europe for the first time. MSC Seashore made a call in Naples, Italy on August 9th as part of its inaugural 7-night itinerary. The voyage also included additional embarkation ports of Barcelona in Spain, Marseille in France, and Genoa in Italy. The vessel then made a port of call in Messina in Sicily and then Valletta in Malta. Now that the new flagship has started sailing, the anticipation grows for when she debuts in the US in November. Yes, she's coming to the US. Following the summer season of Mediterranean cruises, MSC Seashore will complete an 18-night transatlantic voyage in Miami, Florida. So from Port Miami, the ship will begin to offer 7-night cruises to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. There will be 2 alternating itineraries in the Eastern and Western Caribbean. So the Western Caribbean itinerary includes calls to Ocho Rios in Jamaica, Georgetown in the Cayman Islands, and Cozumel in Mexico. The Eastern Caribbean itinerary will include visits to San Juan in Puerto Rico, St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands, and Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. As part of both itineraries, the MSC Seashore will, of course, be making a call at the cruise line's private island of Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, located in the Bahamas. The ship will become the 3rd in the fleet to begin sailing in the US. MSC Meraviglia has already resumed cruises out of Miami, and MSC Divina will restart in September. MSC Seashore is the first Seaside Evo class in the fleet, which is an evolution of the popular Seaside class ships. Royal Caribbean provides a construction update on its 5th Oasis class cruise ship, Wonder of the Seas, with approximately 95% of the ship now complete. I can't believe we're already on the 5th Oasis class ship. She will also become the world's largest cruise ship, a title every ship in the class held when they first entered service. So the huge Oasis class vessel is currently under construction at the Chantiers de Atlantique shipyard in Saint-Nazaire, France. Since April 2019, when the first piece of steel was cut, the vessel has come together block by block. But more recently, the work has been focused on the interior spaces with outfitting, including the promenade, bars, lounges, and of course restaurants. In the latest update from Royal Caribbean, mounting of the 3 water slides and the Ultimate Abyss 10-story slide at the aft of the ship has begun. The cruise line also says that some of the most challenging work is in the final 5% of construction. Pressure also mounts to make sure Wonder of the Seas will be completed, ready for the first guests in March 2022. Wonder of the Seas will be based out of China from March 2022. The giant new vessel will offer cruises from Shanghai and Hong Kong, sailing 4 to 9-night itineraries. The current world's largest cruise ship is Symphony of the Seas at just over 228,000 1,000 gross tons and part of the Oasis class, but yes, she's going to have to relinquish that crown to her sister as Wonder of the Seas. Will be even larger at an impressive 236, 857 gross tons. 236,000, 857 gross tons. Wonder of the Seas will also have a guest capacity of 5,734 double occupancy, along with 2,300 international crew members. Wow, impressive numbers for sure. P&O UK's newest cruise ship, the stunning P&O Iona, left the port of Southampton on her first voyage at 9 PM Saturday evening on August 7th and has now returned back home to complete her maiden voyage. Yes, Iona's maiden season consists of several cruises to the Scottish Isles on the west coast of the UK. Iona's maiden voyage cruised around Cornwall and anchored at the vessel's namesake island for a stunning firework display. After this, the vessel did some scenic cruising. Built at the Meerwerft shipyard in Papenburg, Germany, the vessel is powered entirely by liquefied natural gas, which is also known as LNG. The 184,000 gross ton vessel has space for 5,200 guests who can enjoy 17 different restaurants on board, 8 specialty dining restaurants and 12 bars, including the first gin distillery at sea. Iona, in the meantime, will be sailing to the Scottish Isles and cruises on a more southerly course called the Southern Short Break, finding some sunshine until the end of September. Sunshine is hard to find in the UK. After this, the ship will sail on a mix of cruises to Spain and Portugal, the Canary Islands, and Northern Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line's newest cruise ship, Norwegian Prima, celebrated a huge milestone in her construction. The ship, which features a distinct straight hull design that gives her a unique presence, was floated out from her dry dock at the Fincantieri shipyard in Marghera, northern Italy, marking the new vessel's first time touching the water. The float out signifies the end of the work that needed to be completed on the hull, including the hull artwork design. The areas that still need to be completed include the interior fittings and guest accommodations before the first Project Leonardo Prima class cruise ship is officially delivered to the cruise line and starts operations in summer 2022. Norwegian Prima will be sailing everywhere, literally everywhere, from Northern Europe to the North Atlantic and the Caribbean. Following several inaugural cruises, Norwegian Prima will begin sailing in August 2022 from Amsterdam. In September, the ship will sail from the UK. October will see her depart from New York, and November will have Norwegian Prima departing from Miami. Other US departures also include Galveston and Port Canaveral. Wow, it sure has been a busy week of cruise news, and we've got even more big headlines over on cruisehive.com, including the Carnival Valor receiving its new livery design, Mardi Gras making maiden calls in the Caribbean, Disney Cruise Line resumes sailings out of Port Canaveral in Florida, and loads more all over on the website. If you did find the video informative at all, then please do feel free to like and subscribe on YouTube so we can continue to improve and bring you plenty more cruise industry updates in the future. Also, get those comments posted below to let us know what you think on any of the featured news. I'm Emrys from cruisehive.com. Thanks ever so much for your time, and I'll see you all soon.